That's right, my Spanish galleons, the Fabian Zibb. Hey, hooray. It's Monday night. Everybody's feeling all right. Is that right? Is that right? Everybody's doing good, right? All right, there we go. And, you know, because on Monday night, everybody's feeling all right. And they're doing... Everything's out of sight. Yeah. Yeah. Doing real good. Doing real good. Anyway, glad to see everybody here. Black Fox on a 50 stream streak. I don't know. Seems awfully sus to me. I don't know. Not too sure about Black Fox. How's everybody doing? Woo, we're here. It's the day's over. Yes, new sounds. You know why? Because I had 30 uninterrupted minutes and I went to myself, Zibb! You have the entire power of the internet at your hands and a soundboard that is wired into your desk. What are you going to do about it? And I said, self, first I'm going to get a drink. Now that I have a drink, I'm going to go and look for new sound effects. I've actually positioned my soundboard a little bit differently now, so it's right in front of my monitor, so I can slap at it whenever I need to, like a monkey on anti-seizure medication. Oh, I'm stretching like Mr. Fantastic on anti-inflammatory medications. We're going on all kinds of medications today. I'm stretched back. Stretch the lats. Stretch them. Whew. Oh, boy. So we're doing a bit of reverse psychology today. It was a holiday there. New Meds Day. Ooh, hooray, New Meds Day. Oh, hang on. Let's get the new Meds song going. There we go. There we go. Yeah. My new lights aren't installed yet, so sorry. You just get my little shitty dance. Oh yeah, no, I can feel it. Come on, Black Fox. Get in here. Dance with the rest of us. Come on, you can do it. Do it. Do it. Do it, or we'll silently judge you. We won't silently judge you. We'll loudly judge you. You can dance and eat. It's not dangerous. Well, you know what they call performing tomfoolery while eating food? A joking hazard. Yay! So I had an interesting little moment here. I have a bunch of pages that I vigorously scribbled into existence last week, and I'm working on those as we speak. I have plenty of those. And funny enough, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to randomly throw up some fan art because that worked out really well on Friday. I actually was really happy with that. Let me get my regular tunes back up and going. I like that little bit. I'm gonna get more of those, I think. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get the fan art wheel rolling. I'm gonna get something going right away. Would you care to guess what the first two freaking spins of the friggin' fan art wheel are? Just a random guess. Minnie, I wouldn't be nearly complaining at all. In fact, I wouldn't have said boo. I wouldn't even had this jovial little fun start to the stream. I would have just been like, everybody shut up, we're drawing Gadget and Roko. Now, Black Fox is 100% correct. It rolled June twice. Frickin' twice! Are you kidding me? I had to double check again. There are no weight values on any of these stupid entries. And yet, as those, like Pat Sajak himself was holding down on the frickin' Wheel of Fortune, it just frickin' lands in that same quadrant. Now, maybe I'm just being overly optimistic because I feel like I have way more entries than I do. But like, frickin' how does it end up there every frickin' time? You know, honestly, I think her ass did weigh it down because I've seen her animation, and even with the Victorian bustle, there is no way that is wicker and whalebone. That's all butt. So, but yeah, so I rolled it 3 times, and wouldn't you know, the third time, apparently fate decided, you know what, we've poked the kobold enough. He's about ready to snap. They've just put up that new clock tower in town. We probably shouldn't poke him enough that he actually gets an extension ladder. Let's cut him a break here. So our fan art for today is actually going to be your favorite snow leopard doctor and mine, Dr. Krakowski from Fall of Porcupine. Yay! So yeah, I'm super happy about that. So initially I was like, oh, I should do something with her and Finley. And then I was like, let's try getting her first because I've tried drawing her in the past and she's freaking impossible. Not that she's impossible, it's just that she has so little art. Outside of her regular Scrubs art, she has so little like interactive art, and you get so little idea as to like how she's built. Here's a hint: she's built like a willow branch. She has like no shape. Her head is basically built like a skull, like a Gennady Tartakovsky skull. So we'll see how that works out. But yes, I finally somehow, I managed to stop rolling ones and managed to roll something that wasn't frickin' June. So, and no, she shouldn't have been on the wheel, but I usually take them off the wheel if I'm rolling again, like in the same session, because I don't want to roll them again, multiple times in the same session. Because, when I start taking them off the wheel, then things get pretty, frickin' sparse. Because Zibb can't draw a whole lot of frickin' people. I'm looking for a decent pose for her. Again, I was looking for something like with her and Finley, and then I was like, you know what? Let's try and do one. Let's just try and do one character. And then maybe, just maybe, if we get that far, maybe we'll go further than that. So I may be learning from my mistakes. How are the rest of you guys doing? What's going on with y'all? How was your weekend? I have this one couple's pose that I want to do because it'd be very like cat and bird. Like it'd be very good cat and bird. I just don't think I could pull it off. The Clip Studio is such a bitch when it comes to getting poses to work with models. You got a new corset, and now you want to replace the lacing for it. Rain wet? It was great wet here! Actually, it wasn't too bad this weekend. This morning, though, hoo-wee, what a deluge! It was rainy as all get out. Oh my goodness. Is that a Roscoe I see before me? I believe so. Everybody, it's Roscoe! Yay! Oh, and there's his butt at least. Hey, buddy. It's your butt. It's your butt. It's your butt. Yeah, he's just cruising around the office. Yeah, I gotta get his treat ball on a track or something. Let's see, is this the one? I cleaned up my office. You can't tell, but I cleaned up my office. And he's gone. Roscoe is like a he's like a Mewtwo. He can only be caught with like a Master Ball. He's friggin' impossible. Oh my god, layers. Give me layers. Don't. Something else that Clip Studio has been doing lately is it's been combining all of my models on a single layer. And that's been an enormous pain in the ass. And I don't like it. Not a big fan. Little Chrono Trigger. Roscoe, little Chrono Trigger. Some orts and forts and craps. Good stuff all around. Well, I have done what I can to try to make the kind of cat and bird pose. That's not going to work. So it looks like it's just going to be a singular pose of the of everybody's favorite doctor. Just a moment. Good pose for it here. I still think about Fall of Porcupine on a fairly regular basis, at least like once a week. That game really stuck with me. Really stuck with me. Good game. I am setting up a pose. I'm not drawing at the moment, so sorry. Not always the most fun thing to watch. All right. Oh, I know. It's full screen for me too. I'm watching it as we speak. Full screen Roscoe. HD. All right. Here we go. And I'm sure the iPad is wham. There we go. All right, let's do this. Absolutely one of my favorite characters. Such a great song. Such a great Mass Effect, also a great game. Also, great song for the end of Fall of Porcupine. I wonder how ludicrously off I can be. Doing the Fabian Zibb challenge, how far off on her design can I be going off of memory? Bam! Big lady. Actually, I'm gonna drop her height. She's a little too tall. $168.2. That's way too. Maybe 125. Bring up 125.5. Not 125. Okay. Now let's bring it. Now I smell it. There's a heat behind it. The last two sequences in Fall of Porcupine will stick with me as some of the best storytelling in a small indie game. I believe I said as such when I reviewed it. I reviewed it on Steam. I was just like, for the people who are just like, the story, blah, 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 go back and play it again. You didn't get it. For those who still don't get it, God help you. If you ever try to understand a story. Into Deltarune. You know, it's interesting. I know there was that sequence in the game where oh gosh, what was her name? Finley's friend, the cow. Basically they were both residents. She had a hard time standing up for herself and everything, but I liked her. I thought she was really cute, and she's a sweet kid. But she was Mia. Thank you, Mia. She was really overwhelmed by everything, and there's that really sweet scene where she's like, you know, let's work really hard. It reminded me of a lot of anime. Really, it was like, let's work really hard to be the best doctors we can. And Finley's like, yeah, you know, let's work, let's help each other and work as hard as we can to help as many people as we can. And I thought that was really sweet because she was like kind of thinking about giving up and everything. And I really hate to think about the ending of that game because I think she would have given up. I think something as traumatic as the end of Fall of Porcupine, I think she would have quit. And the thing is, I wouldn't have blamed her at all. I don't think anyone would have. Not even Dr. Krakowski. I don't think anyone would have blamed her for going through something as bad as that and just being like, nope. How could you? You know? I mean, that's a make or break kind of situation. I mean, that's like a, nope. If you can't make it through that, then that makes complete perfect sense. And I liked Mia, I really did. But I just, after that experience, I was just like, God, I don't think she could make it through that. And she was already kind of showing cracks when the whole situation was going down. Like, I think Finley was really good at kind of helping to bolster everyone's spirits and kind of keep them going, even when the mob was kind of crashing in on them. But yeah, it's like, I think that would have broken her, just in my opinion. I mean, I could be very wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would love it if she kind of became like another Krakowski, where she got like her got her groove, you know. But I don't know, just how soft-hearted she was. I just don't see where Mia would keep going in the story. I see Carl continuing out of just sheer stubbornness. Oops. Obviously, I see Finley continuing on, and I think what's unfortunate too is they kind of set it up where St. Ursula's was the only hospital within, like, what was it, a couple of hours. So if they did continue on in their careers and they did keep being doctors, then I think they would all move away. Like, they would all be gone. I don't think after a event like that, I don't think Porcupine would survive anyway, hence the fall of Porcupine. But I don't know, it's interesting because, like, it suggests to me that, like, that little ending scene with Finley in the forest with the little memorial, which in itself is really sweet. It's like, I don't know, again, it's like, I don't think the town could make it. You know, I don't think the town would survive. I think, like, he'd, you know, make that little memorial and then they'd all kind of peace out. Oh, I gotta let everybody know we're drawing Dr. Kirkowski. There we go. No, I mean, and it's obviously it's cynical to say, but it's just hard because how does a town like that that's so closely knit and so small come back from such a massive disaster? And I mean, the game doesn't even go into detail as to how bad the disaster really is. I mean, and it looks bad. I mean, it looks real bad in terms of casualties. I mean, from what we see at that very final scene in the kind of the makeshift operating room in the school gym, people are dying left and right. Like there's just, it's like bing, bing, bing. People just dying left and right. Yeah, it's like, it basically, like, that's the perfect example. It's like the making of another American Ghost Town. A very classic example of an American Ghost Town, really. Kind of like the American West was full of them for that very reason. A lot of disease, a lot of famine, a lot of work drying up, things like that. But yeah, no, just interesting, just interesting. And again, I feel bad because it was the developer's first game, and I do believe, yes, it was the correct length. I would have loved for it to be longer. I would have loved for there to be more to do in town. I would have loved there to be more to do in terms of characters in the hospital to speak with. I adored the stories that Guillermo's mom told you. I absolutely loved being there with her in her final moments, and that was another great moment with Dr. Krakowski, because it finally broke that bitch visage that she put up. Like all all of the great, I'm the mean doctor, it broke that. And it's the necessary brick that breaks that facade and lets you know that there's a person there. I mean, she just kind of point blank tells you, Finley, she's dying. Okay, she's old. She has a terminal case of old. And all we can do right now is make her comfortable and be there for her. And that's what she says. She says the most important thing you can do right now is be there. And it's such an important scene because that is the biggest part of Finley's job, is being there. And I loved that. It took away all of the little mini games. It took away the mastermind. It took away the hold this button, hold this bullshit button, hold this bullshit button, and then the game won't register that you're holding that bullshit button, and then hold another bullshit button on way on the other side of the controller bullshit button. It took all that away, and it brought it down to what it is really all about. And it's being there, having that human connection. And I will say that is something that Night in the Woods did have in very small doses, in those very organic moments between friends that comes out in those quiet moments in the night when you're looking at the stars or you're laying there in the dark, just, hanging out or watching a shitty old movie. I mean, Night in the Woods had those, but I don't feel like they ever had them in such a focused and poignant way. Anyway, I would have loved to get different perspectives on that. And I feel like even that last one with Finley, where Dr. Krakowski, tells him that one's gone. You can't do anything, but you can do something with this one if you come here right now. And they don't even detail it. He just basically walks off screen. It's excellent playwriting. I have to admit, it's excellent playwriting. Because it leaves the audience to wonder, who are they working with? Who are they helping? Who did they leave? Or who did they lose? Who did they leave? No, it's very, very good. Yes. No. You are 100% correct. Night in the Woods was an excellent look at what life is like in a small Rust Belt town. It's where I grew up. I grew up in a very small town right outside the Rust Belt. Not quite deep inside, but on the edge of it. When they talked about having a ham panther and a glass factory, I had chills. Because I was just like, this is holy shit. And just looking at the buildings, looking at the town, the people in Possum Springs, the defunct, then not defunct, then back to being defunct railway system, the bus system. I think the only thing that my hometown didn't have was the click clack. Oh, the Ham Panther, it wasn't like a specific thing, but it was indicative of old grocery chains that the one that I used to remember when I was a kid was Piggly Wiggly, which I think is still out there a little bit, not as much as it used to be, but yes, no, I'm sure even Black Fox knew everybody in Possum Springs. I told Mrs. Zibb, I was like, if you ever play Night in the Woods, you will know everyone in town. You will absolutely know everyone. It's a game that if you did not come from a small town in a rural, semi-rural, or suburban part of your country, you'll have a hard time understanding it. You will. And I think that's rare because so many games come from an inner city environment or suburban, like closer to urban environment. I think Night in the Woods was so fascinating for that aspect. Was like, this feels like my hometown and it's terrifying. You have to admit, maybe you're like some of those fake Canadians and you're ashamed of Geddy Lee and you're ashamed of Rush. But maybe when you boot up that game, maybe you don't hear the Night in the Woods theme. Maybe you hear Subdivisions. Eh? Rush is from everyone's next town over. That's pretty fucking rad, honestly. What would you say if I told you that Mr. and Mrs. that Mrs. Zibb's parents saw Queen before they were big at a high school gym? Isn't that fucking cool? So fucking cool. Your uncle roadied for Rush? Fucking rad. Oh, man. I was doing something. I would imagine. That's the thing. It's like, I would imagine if I roadied for someone like somebody I idolized as a hatchling, like Weird Al, I probably couldn't stand the man. Although, from what I understand, he's an absolute gem and one of the sweetest people to work for. I'd probably be like tired of as fuck of his music. Nah, that's rad. I just had this weird little flash that I should draw Finlay. Oh, and he's got his little wing around her. They've got like little wingy snow leopard kids. Stupid. Oh, Zibb, when will your fan fiction be over? I'll have you know that semi-private hallway bed was a hero during the evacuation of St. Ursula's. But she's something respectful, doctor. I was talking to a doctor the other day, and I talk to doctors a lot, but it was funny because I was talking to this doctor. It's so funny when you talk to a doctor in the service because I don't tell you this. One of the things that you know of is that when you're a doctor all the way. So if you're a doctor, if you go to medical school and you become a doctor, most of the rest of your life you're going to be doctor whatever. So if if Minnie goes to medical school, they'd be Dr. Minnie. Even after you retire, you'd still be Dr. Minnie. That's the status that you've earned through your degree and through your training. So you'd be Dr. Minnie. And though this might be different, but I believe this is true for the Canadian and the U.S. military. But when you are a U.S. military member, that completely goes over every qualification or status that you have, no matter what. So if you are a captain, for example, in the U.S. military, and you are a brain surgeon, so you're a real fucking try-hard, no matter what, you are always a captain. So if someone was to address you, even in a hospital setting, they would still address you as captain. So if you're, in a surgery, working on someone's dome, making sure that they can blink and shit, and you're like, scalpel, they'd be like, absolutely, doctor. And you'd be like, excuse me. You'd be like, excuse me, captain. You're like, you're goddamn right. Sunglasses. And then one of your nurses would be like, yes, captain. And then they'd slowly lower the sunglasses on you. And then you'd be like, and then be like, oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah! That's how that works. Guys, I've talked to a lot of doctors. It's another reason, though, why that game hit me so fucking hard, I think. Oh. Like I said, let's put you in something nice. Let's put you in something respectful, eh? Peacoat. Peacoat for the doctor. Dignified. Respectful. Pretty. Reserved. That is Dr. Krakowski to a T. Absolutely. Now, Black Fox, one thing I will tell you. My parents were teachers before they were devoured by cube slimes. Tiamat rest their souls. One thing about Dr. With, man, that's one of the only situations where a doctorate can actually make your name worse. I mean, because what are you a doctor of? Olfactory senses? Like, and what's their persona? A skunk? Of course it is.
Good evening. I'm Dr. With, and I'm here to stink the place up a little bit. You don't go in that bathroom.
You like that? You like the Dr. Whiff that I built there? The only doctors in my opinion. Anyway, this is all my opinion. This is all my opinion. But since I was raised by teachers, the only doctors that you are allowed to not respect are doctors that are on school boards. If you're getting paid 6 figures to do absolutely fuck all nothing, then I don't think the school needs you. When you have public schools that are already struggling to fund, I don't know, crayons for your kindergarten class, I don't think you need the extra $1.5 million for a bloated administrator who's not providing any value. But that's, I don't know. I guess that's a bit of a hot take on my part. See, and that's a person that is providing value and makes me look like an asshole. Seriously, though, that was a huge point of contention for me and a lot of people in my friend circle, because I was friends with people whose parents were hippies. So it was always interesting to me to see the priorities of people in power in local, and again, small towns. So of course, I'm the school administrator. I have a 6-figure salary and I provide nothing of value. And like, here you have teachers who are literally sculpting the minds and skills of a generation of children, and they're getting paid fuck all nothing. Yay! You remember the brown sweater vest and the ugly yellow tie. Black Fox, you have just described my father. That's slightly terrifying. Oh, that man could not get out of the 70s with a crowbar and a map. It was pretty bad. Although, no, to be fair, my dad didn't believe in ties, not for school. But the sweater vest. The sweater vest. Quite an ally to the sweater vest. Man, oh man. Let's tune into this Fabian Zibb channel. Sounds like he's drawing a character from Fall of Porcupine. School districts are stupid. Can't wait. Can't wait to hear the feedback on that. My streams want for nothing. All right, here we go. Here we go, guys. Major point of contention for the piece here. This is going to strictly divide the entire group, and I can only see war in the Discord about this. What sexy piece of autumnal wear is Krakowski going to be wearing here? Is it A, mittens, or B, gloves? I know what I'm voting. What are you degenerates thinking, huh? Black Fox is going with the always sexy gloves. Minnie is going with the down-home Mary Ann comfort of mittens. Ginger versus Mary Ann. We got ourselves a culture war. I don't... It's like I mean, part of me feels like I should like have like a tour of like my non-destroyed like stream setup, because the last picture you guys had was my desk having imploded. But like, I feel like you guys are just like, he must have just like a big post-it note that just says punch up everything. Well, now we're at an impasse. Now we're at an entire impasse. One of you says gloves. One of you says mittens. I feel like if I push my agenda, there's just going to be riots in the streets. Pro glove, pro mitten. I can't win either way. I need an impartial third party. And a fourth party, because then it'll be better. What I really need is an impartial, like 15 or 16 more people to not only come in and vote, but to follow and subscribe if I could get them to. Gloves or mittens, mittens or gloves. One's for hatefuls, one is for loves. That's our mittens and gloves song, everybody. Mittens and gloves. Y'all are lucky I can't play like a Casio keyboard. I mean, anyone can play one, I just can't play one well. Ooh, she looks so smart and cute. Peacoat like this, doesn't she? No, nobody plays them. Actually, the only people I think that play Casio keyboards well are those like seals at like ocean shows, like aquarium shows. Honestly, I really like how she looks in this coat. Like I said, it's like she looks like very elegant. Part of me has to remind myself, if the Brothers Chaps can retain an audience with something like, stave it off, 1, 2, 3, and now you can count to 3, then, I mean, me fumbling around with one probably wouldn't do too bad. God, I loved Hamsar. Hamsar had some serious little brother energy. Yeah. Now let's hear it 50 times more. Give her a dang tail because she deserves a tail. All right, now I got to get some reference to see how badly I screwed this up. Let's see in a second. Dr. Krakowski, follow for kind. I don't need a referral from an actual Dr. Krakowski. How come my Let's Play isn't featured? Makes perfect sense, actually. Why mine isn't. There's the girl. Yo, I'm absolutely sure why mine isn't. 100% sure as to why mine isn't. Okay, here we go. Let's get this, and then let's do some do some reverse grading here. Not reverse grading, just grading. All right. Bro. Just stay there. Thank you, Ceribot, for banning Bronchial Fancier 8. Although I'm a little disappointed because maybe somebody fancies my bronchial tubes. Maybe someone thinks they're very fancy. All right, let's see how terrible I did, okay? Ready? Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, so first off, I'm terrible at what I do. Look at her tiny little feet. Look at them. They're itty bitty. You're them big old cloud hoppers. Look at these. My goodness. She also has no shoulders whatsoever. I basically made her a linebacker. The nose is pretty good. she doesn't have nearly as pronounced cheekbones as she has in her original artwork, but you know, I still made her a lot less for me. I made her a lot less curvy than I normally do. So I could still, and they did give her a tail. I was wrong. They did give her a tail. That was my goof. I think it's still salvageable, I'd say. Still salvageable. Some work that could be done there. To be fair, I also made her look much less like a jerk. Let's see. Let's see if I can't tighten that up a little bit. I'd like to get a little closer to her design. I mean, I like being on a little bit on my own side of things, but I also like it to be a little closer where the originators had it. Well, you can even take that model away. We don't need it. I should be a little bit bigger and a little bit more. She has a much more drastic angulation. Ears are very small, which actually does kind of match up with snow leopards. Snow leopards do have smaller ears. I think I get the shape her eyes are supposed to be in. Like a D shape. Flipped. What am I missing? Sorry, I get fascinated by some of the stupidest things, but like, it's the overwhelming use of the eyelid that's kind of sending me here. And I love the intentional use of her design is to make her look mean, is to make her look aloof and, you know, disconnected and not, you know, not empathetic, you know, kind of a one of those kind of factory floor style doctors, you know, which is not who she is. It's funny when she's talking to Alyssa, like, you can tell she is a good doctor. You know, she just demands perfection, and I think some of the dialogue she has, I mean, she's just like, because people's lives are on the line. It's interesting. You do see her point of view after a while. You do get it. And of course, I'm keeping my original sketch and everything. I'm just kind of messing around with the original kind of proportions and design and everything, just to kind of see how this fits into the way they designed Dr. Krakowski. Interesting, because she does not have. She's one of those characters that has like 0.05 body fat, you know? She just does not have it. And she's a cat, so it makes some sense. I think if I was to put this in the same context. She's at this memorial. Maybe with Mia, maybe Aunt Findlay. Maybe even Carl. Maybe there's like a group of them. Although knowing just from her personality within the game, she'd probably come alone. Even if she came with a group, she probably wouldn't come up here unless she was by herself. So she learned a lot. She learned a lot from the doctor. I kind of see how her body works. Her tiny feet. The tiny kitty feet. For those of you that were not privy to this morning, Rudy chose to wake me this morning, not only by walking on me, which he's been doing lately anyway, which has been really cute, but he very gently picked my hand up with his mouth and picked it up and moved it towards my phone, assumingly because that is, if I pick up my phone, then I'm awake and I can feed him. This was extremely cute, and I waited until later this morning to tell Mrs. Zibb about it, which I stood in the bedroom doorway. I was working from home. I stood in the bedroom doorway and told her, "Your orange son did a thing this morning." She got a kick out of that. Well, it's my alarm clock, so... Despite the fact that I have a watch that I wear at night, I still check my phone. Because my watch could be lying. You never know. Hmm. It's got this image in my head of the doc here. Kind of standing in the forest by the Dr. Theobald's monument. Just quiet. And then just having a really quiet moment, and then saying something like, "I'm sorry the last time we spoke, I hit you," you know, or something. I'm sorry the way that things turned out the last time we spoke. And then it just kind of just gently starts to snow. And maybe that's when she just can kind of completely let go, and that's when she can cry. That's when she can grieve. Maybe that's when she can kind of just give Finley a hug and like let it all go. Like a nice little epilogue for her, where she can finally just like, I don't know, grieve in her own way. I don't know why I like this. I mean, yes, I joke, I kid, and I made her like a huge subject of Skeezy Finley's affections, but like there is something about her as a character that fascinates me, because I feel like, you know what? That's what it is. That is exactly what it is. Dr. Krakowski is the middle kid. She is the doctor left holding the bag. Dr. Theobald teaches her everything. He is her Dr. Krakowski. You know, he is the talented, passionate older doctor that teaches her everything, that takes her under his wing, no pun intended, but takes her in and teaches her what it is to be a good doctor and what it takes to be a good doctor. And then he is swept up in being an administrator, being the guy running the hospital, being the guy who is taking care of all the little shit that consumes a good doctor's life that isn't taking care of patients. And so she takes that on. And she is stuck in that role. And then she is taking care of these new doctors that are coming in, never having gotten the chance to fully flourish or fully take on that role. And now she is busy managing 8 different things as, I can't even remember his butt, but that fucking Badger, as he's fucking around, she's trying to manage everything there. She's still trying to kind of like get that closure of being Dr. Theobald's like student, but she's also like the head doctor to these new young doctors, and like she's the middle kid. That has to be what it is. Maybe that's why I understand her so well. Like, she's always pissed off, she's always grumpy, and she's always like, why don't you get this? Or why aren't you doing this already? And it's because, like, she knows these things, and then like she always backs off that anger, and she backs off that because she's like, I know you don't know, or I know you haven't learned this yet, and it's not your fault, or you are learning it, you are a good doctor, or whatever. But she's the middle kid, and she's the one that's neglected, and she's the one that's really, she's hurting because her mentor and the guy that is so important to her and that's so, integral to her learning and being this good doctor is off basically being blackmailed by this fucking badger. Fuck that guy. I hate that guy. Not enough bad things happen to that guy. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about her character that I care about. I respect and care about her character, and like I want there to be an epilogue for her. I want there to be something good that comes of all this. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh well, she becomes the head surgeon or the head internist at St. Ursula's. It's like, I don't think she would want to be. She sees what happens with that. Like, it gets in the way of being a doctor. It gets in the way of being what she's there to be. Like, even Dr. Theobald talks about it. He's just like, yeah, this stuff just kind of gets in the way, it keeps you from doing what you're called to do. Like, and like he says it in kind of a manner like, oh well, these kind of things just happen, and she's kind of like, no, they fucking do not. These things like get thrust upon you, and she makes her frustrations known about that. Yeah, I'll call out your middle child syndrome because that's mine. I am also a middle child. And so is my mother-in-law. It's one of the reasons that we connected so deeply. Like, we both understood. Mrs. Zibb and I actually, like, it was funny because she was like, it was so cute. And it's stuff that I never really knew until later, or at the very least, like, she would tell me afterwards, but like, she was always so happy that I would call or I would text her, just be like, Zibb texted me today and he just wanted to know how he's doing. And it's just like, yeah, because I know what it's like being the middle kid, and it sucks when you're completely ignored. But yeah, no, I definitely feel like that's a relatable feeling for Dr. K. Yeah, you'll never understand the feeling, Black Fox. Go fuck off. And what's the worst? What's the absolute worst is that it has nothing to do with actual physical age. Because I'll tell you what. You want to know how much younger my brother is? How much younger my youngest brother is than me? I'll give you a hint. It's not that fucking young. Oh, I knew I was a middle child right off the bat. I didn't think it meant much. Because I was a middle child by 1 minute. That's right. I was a twin. Luckily, I was a fraternal twin. But I was a twin. I am 1 minute older than my twin. 1 minute. And yet, it is no different than if my youngest brother was 2, 4, 5, 10 years younger than me. Absolutely no different. Still treated as if he is the baby. Now that's kind of worn off a bit after a couple of prison stays and assault charges and things, but you know, still took all this time for it to get there. And yeah. Yup. So the somewhat self-made Zibb you see here before you is the result of years of neglect. And, fortunately, also the effort of dozens of people that loved the hell out of me. Because if there's one thing that one can't do and can't make, aside from decent crystal meth, it's friends. I am extremely fortunate in the fact that I have managed in my life to surround myself with people that have been able to see in me something that was worth cultivating and worth holding on to. Not to say, oh, well, there's, only if there is something of worth. That's not what I mean. But they were my friends first. But they were happy to be around me. They cared about me. And they stuck around me, even in some of the worst moments of my life. And that kept me going in some of the absolute worst moments of my life. And kept me from doing stupid shit that would have placed me in very similar situations to that idiot. So. Oh, hey, Garen. Good to see you. Nope. We were just dropping some crazy Zibb lore because as you can see here, we're drawing my favorite snow leopard lady, Dr. Krakowski, and I was drawing the parallel that the reason I identify with her so much is because she is kind of the middle kid in the story, and I am a middle kid. And I was explaining, hey, Gray, it's Gray. But I was explaining that I am a middle kid, and I'm only a middle kid by 1 minute. That my brother, the one that sucks, is my twin. And I'm only older than him by 1 minute. And yet, somehow, I am still treated like an actual middle kid. As if I was born a year, 2, 5, 10 years before him. Still treated like a middle kid. And, yeah, like I said, the best thing is that I was able to make incredible friends. That, to this day, are still my best friends. So, I mean, that is weird, I would say. It's weird, but it's also somewhat heartwarming because I'm still here and I'm not in the jail. Yes, but you're also here, which is an enormous redeeming factor, right? I figured I'd give it a shot. No, the you asshole! But did you really? Anyway. Nah, that was just my long rambling diatribe, was that I was grateful for the fact that somehow, and my brain, I am attempting to squash my brain being mean to me. The first thing my brain wanted me to say was, I was able to trick people into loving me. No, I was able to show people that I was a good friend and that I could be that friend that they needed and that they were friends that I deserved to have. So, but yeah, yeah. But in context, this is initially we were doing this. I was doing a little challenge. I was trying to draw Dr. Krakowski without any guides, and this is where I got. I had eyes and everything on here as well, and I even had some other stuff. And then I threw the reference up and realized that I had strayed so far from the path. It strayed so far from the path that I had stepped on an evolutionary butterfly. And I'd cursed her forever. And so, like Ray Bradbury, I sent myself back to the future, this cursed future. I had tried to fix what I had rightfully destroyed. And I'm actually quite pleased with this little doodle that I've got going on here. But yeah, no, I've been drawing little Dr. Krakowski here, and it's funny, the little scene that I had built up in my head here was that this might have been like years later, maybe a couple years later. I don't know if Porcupine would have survived. They might have been going back to a ghost town or even just a sleeper town where no one really, the town itself doesn't really live there like at large anymore. There's just people that kind of live there or like they sleep there. They don't really work or enjoy anything there anymore. But I imagine they came back maybe every couple of years or so to go back to take care of the monuments. And maybe this is like the first year that Dr. K has come with, and she might be kind of on her own or behind everybody, and a little standoffish, and nobody pushes her or anything, just kind of leaves her be. And I think she kind of stops by Dr. Theobald's monument, talks to him for a little bit, and maybe she apologizes that the last thing that she really said and did, before they lost him was that, she hit him, and everything. But in the end, she knows that he did everything he could and he saved everyone. And as she says that, basically giving him her forgiveness, but also asking his, then maybe it begins to snow really, really gently and really quietly. And that pressure break, that release, that natural release is what lets her demeanor break for the first time and she's able to properly grieve. She can cry for the first time. Maybe Finley just gives her a hug and she's able to let go. But does Porcupine become Possum Springs? I wouldn't do that to Possum Springs. They got poison pipes under that there place. I wouldn't do that to them. I will say, I came from, and it wasn't like a podunk town, but I came from a dumb little rural town, and even they would have been just like, we ain't gonna use these pipes that ain't been cleaned for 20 years to pump water for this stew. That ain't a good idea. I wouldn't let my hogs drink that water. I'd kill off $50,000 worth of hogs. I'll tell you a bad idea right there. See, the biggest problem I had was these giant ass feet. Look at these feet. Look at this. What? And then, I mean, Quentin Tarantino maybe would have been a big fan of that. But look, these are the tiny little feet she's got. They got these little feeties. Look at these little itty bitty feeties. Little tiny feet. And aside from these giant monster hands, she has like the condition known as hot dog fingers.
Oh, guys. Black Fox is doing a haiku.
The microwave smells like corn dogs.
So close.
Oh, wait. Microwave smells like corn dogs. Okay, that's 7. So can we get 5 and 5? Gotcha. All right, guys, I need you to make a haiku based on Black Fox's chat there. If you take out the, that's 7 syllables. So I need you to make a haiku based on Black Fox's corn dog haiku there. Rain pouring again. That's 5. The microwave smells like corn dogs. It's snowing on Mount Fuji. Shit! I'm going to need a corn dog haiku at the very least. In any case, that is your homework. I am going to take a very quick break. This monster is monstrously racing through me. But that's probably just the creativity talking because I'm too busy drawing this snow leopard goddess. In any case, I will be right back. I'm going to need a haiku by the time I get back. So y'all are going to need to work harder, faster, longer, stronger. Something. I'm stalling for time because I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. 8,000 different directions at once. And here we go. Hamana who and ready and go. Surprise haiku return. Aha! Aha. Surprise haiku return has scared away the dog. All right. Back to music. Voop. All right. Let's check out the homework. No breaded tube steak. Microwave smells like corn dogs. Ghost mystery meat. I like that one. That's very nice. We got one from Gray. The sun shines brightly. Corn dog scent persists greatly, despite the lack thereof. Ooh. Still very nice, very nice. Back to the drawing board. Behold the corn dog. Why is it not here right now? Ghostly smell in rain. Smells like corn dogs. I don't recall buying them. Where are the corn dogs? Brilliant! Wonderful! Fantastic! That's for you. That's the wonderful triumphant return. I love it. Fantastic. I need to make you guys do more homework. That was awesome. All right. Well, enough dilly-dallying. I think I will get another little fan art project here going. But I am quite pleased at how Dr. K turned out here. This little revision actually, I think, turned out really good. I like the fact that I was able to kind of like not even like sketch out a pose, but like sketch out an idea, like the premise. Like she's visiting this site maybe for the first time in years, and she's still Dr. K. Next time Zibb steps away, which one of us is going to be the dork to remind him if he forgets to assign homework? We need to know who to throw our backpacks at. Which one of you is going to be the narc? Oh, man. Fantastic. Let me save Dr. K here real quick. And then we will roll up another fan art. Just feeling in an art mood. I've been actually strangely artless the last couple of days. So this has actually been really good. I've been kind of needing this, so. Grave, for the sake of enhancing your reflexes, he volunteers his tribute. A day will come when the courage of Gray fails. But it is not this day. For this day he will squeal. Gray of the homework. All right. Let's see here. How do I computer? One moment as I attempt to computer on my very own. There was a moment when I was driving with Mrs. Zibb, and it was another one of those moments where I'm glad she's who she is and I am who I am. Because if this was any other marriage, it probably would have been one of those situations where it would have happened, and then we would have slam cut to irreconcilable differences, Your Honor. But we were driving, and I believe it was what was it? I spotted something down the road, and let me see. I actually need to cue this up because I can't quite remember it. It doesn't help. It doesn't help that I can't quite remember it. I at the time I had confused two very pivotal speeches in a holy book. You might know it as Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. But we were driving, and I had started off as Theoden's speech until I had remembered that it was Aragorn's speech. Just remembering it now. I had basically just kind of done it. I was just like driving in the car, and then Mrs. Zibb just hears me, and I'm just like, "Sons of Gondor, of Rohan, my brothers, I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields, and the age of men comes crashing down." And she's still, keep in mind, she is still in the passenger seat. Just give me the side eye. Looking at her engagement ring. Looking at me. But it is not this day. This day we fight. And by all you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand. Bank of the West! And at that moment, we passed the Bank of the West. Later, when I asked what was going through her mind at the time, she's like, "I knew you were going somewhere with it. Figured I would just hold on and just see." Like, I'm glad you're who you are, and I'm glad I'm who I am. They worked out pretty well. Stupid as shit. What was I doing? Actually, I blocked out everything I was doing to pull that story out. Give me a second. Oh, I was gonna do some more fan art. Okay, hang on. Now, one of two things is gonna happen. I'm either going to roll Dr. Krakowski again, or I'm gonna roll June again. Either way, I'm gonna be angry. For those of you who didn't know, or who came in later this evening, I rolled the fan art wheel before we started today, and I rolled June Wei twice, which I'm pretty sure Black Fox is doing some kind of, I don't know, crazy eldritch ritual that's making me continue to do stuff that he likes. But I don't want to keep drawing June Wei. She was in 6 episodes of a TV show, and no. But yes, so wheel. That's what I'm looking for. The wheel. The wheel on my stream goes round and round, somehow landing on the same goddamn thing. Ooh, this song's great.
And the places that you know seem like fantasy. There's a
light inside your soul
that's
still shining in the cold with the truth.
The
Promise
promise
in our heart.
hearts. Don't forget.
I'm with you in the dark. Song wouldn't be as magical with a voice like that, would it? Or would it be double magical? I think it'd be double magical. The wheel will come up on audience choice. All right, wheel. Let's do this. Chow! There it is. Wheel of our times. What say you, wheel? Don't be dumb. Come on. Be something cool. Be something cool. Be something cool. It is always on this frickin' side. I'm rolling it again. I'm rolling it again because it's always on this frickin' side. You're seeing this, right? You're seeing this, right? It's literally rolling on the exact same frickin' thing. Like, all right, hang on. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What is fair mode? Fair mode, when it's on, less likely to spin the same result twice in a row. Probabilities are adjusted based on recent spins. Off, true randomness. Spin events are independent of each other. May lead to hitting the same results twice in a row more often. Now, that's the thing. I have had fair mode on and off. And when it is on, it's less likely to spin the same result. Let's give it a shot. It keeps ending up in the same area, is what I'm saying. Telling you, it's driving me nuts. And it is either just me being like a complete nut, and this is like it's not a thing, or it is a thing, and I'm just I don't get it. I'm looking at the weight. I'm looking at the weight of each of these, and the weight for every single one of them is 1. I know, because this is not the first time I've done this. I have looked at each one of these individual ones, and it can't go below 1. It absolutely cannot go below 1. Oh. It is just, I don't get it. And there's like what? Like 30 some odd ones on there? Something? Ugh. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, there's 33 entries, and it seems like it's like the same like 5 that keep getting picked. It's just wild. It's just wild. Yeah, that's a good, actually, that's a good call. Let's try waiting one. I'll wait for it to finish spinning. All right, let's try. Let's try for the one that Gray really wants. Really want to. Let's weight this one to 50. There's a 59% chance that it should land on Crystal and Samus. Okay. Maybe what I just need to do is I just need to look at a different method of randomizing the possibilities. Maybe a different app would be a better idea. Still on that side, though. You're not wrong. See if we get anything interesting on this shot. Dice would be interesting. Dice would be interesting. Oh my God, Rouge the Bat. At least that's something freaking different. I don't think I've done Rouge the Bat ever. And you know what? That's a great idea. Let's try Rouge the Bat. I'll actually need some reference because I do not draw Rouge typically. I wonder if I can find a Mobian model. That'd be a good one to have. Oh, good. Come on. Oh gosh, there is a Mobian. I mean, as close as one can get to a Mobian. Ooh, nice thing I found out too is that the little TV that we have in the bedroom that I've been using for the Stream Deck that I have, Stream Deck. The Stream Deck. Oh, I could swear I heard something. The Steam Link. I use it for the Steam Link. What I've been doing is like going in there and like playing games and hanging out with Rudy because Rudy lives in our bedroom essentially. But I want to keep him company. I keep feeling like there are tornado sirens. Gotcha. Well, that's the thing. Neat. Yo. just kind of. Holy shit. I think we're gonna be okay, but there's like an enormous wall of storms that is just absolutely like I believe the meteorological term is butt fucking us right now. Ooh, it is a wall of storms coming all the way across the Midwest. Yeah, there's no missing that. For my Canadian brethren, it's heading right for Ontario, so look out. Skirting right around Montreal, those fucks. But yeah. Also, apparently, it's going right around the Couve. So, lucky. But no, it's plowing right into us here. So that will be interesting. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of rain. It looks like it's going to be one of those like really heavily intense for like maybe 30 minutes or so, but it's also kind of a conga line effect. Ew. That's not cool. Oh man, my brother-in-law is not getting any of it. Fuck him. No, that's good. I'm glad he's not. He's actually down by Gray, actually. So that's good. I'm glad you guys aren't getting that. Well, it wouldn't be Tornado Alley without the tornadoes. Yeah. We should be good. If I disappear suddenly, then somebody avenge me, but we'll be fine. Yeah, should be fine. I'm keeping an eye on the old weather. If you guys suddenly hear like a robot voice, it might be the National Weather Service. So the National Weather Service has advised you to kiss your ass goodbye. Put your pets in the safest room possible. They are worth something. Rescue workers will want to have a cool video to put on their TikTok of them rescuing your cute pet. I am trying to draw Rouge the Bat. Give me a moment. Doesn't this tornado know that I'm trying to feed into a thirst that I didn't know I already had? You can't stop me, nature. Where's the thing I downloaded? Come on, man. Oh. Doesn't this iPad understand I've got to go fast? Now more than ever. This better not slow down my car part. Oh my god, I just saw a post, I think it was on Imager or something, where they were talking about Vulcan in Star Trek. They were talking about how like Vulcan was apparently like a planet that had extremely high winds and dust storms, and they were like saying that like Vulcans must have been like the Midwesterners of space, because can you imagine like these incredibly like logical beings like standing on their front porch watching these fucking giant dust storms like rolling in, just like, that one is large, is it not? Fucking like, the one race that Jim Kirk would be like, oh no, I'm with this. We have these in Oklahoma, they call them tornadoes. Oh shit. I'd pay money for that episode. That'd be amazing. Okay, if you're gonna be an enormous shit, Clip Studio, I really do not need your sass. Your sass is not needed here. I can wing this, I just don't want to. I don't want to wing this. Hi, Rudy Toots. I think Rudy Toots wants to come and say hi. Hang on. Let me go grab him. One second. If this be the last day, let it be with him on stream. Come on, where are you? There we go. One second. The tornado. Oh, it's okay, buddy. I promise it's okay. Aw. He took cover under the desk. Poor little guy. There's the boy. Hi, Bobby. Look at my handsome orange boy. Yeah. Handsome orange boy. Orange boy. I'm trying to download this fast it is not coming through. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because apparently Weather War 3 is happening outside. I understand that you haven't downloaded. I know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's okay. He gets a little worked up sometimes. Don't you, buddy? Yeah. It was pretty woogie last night too, so he was all curled up with us. Wow. Dust storm that is incoming may be bad for our crops.
Given the cloud pattern from earlier, the likelihood that rain will quell the granule onslaught is quite high.
Either way, we must go inside. I shall prepare stew. A word of caution. The hot sauce prepared last night was incompatible with my digestive tract. Yes, the plumbing has not yet recovered. Rudy Toots for me and you. Rudy Toots for me and you. Show everybody how orange you are. Orange, you glad there's Rudy? Doo-doo-doo. Sorry, guys. I am trying to get this little Mobian model asset here. And it is being a bit of a tool. Shall we forego the hot sauce? Absolutely not. That is not an option, Captain. Captain, the sauce has already been added to the mixture. There is no way to remove it. Removing it now would cause the mixture to become unstable. I know. I know. You're just the tiniest little doodah. You are a tiny doodah. You have to forgive me. This is literally how I talk to him all day. I just refer to him as many different names. Orange Slice was one from recently. Agent Orange was a favorite. Orangellies. I know most oranges are boys, so Mrs. Zibb and I have realized that if we had an orange girl, it would either be Valencia is one, Clementine was another one. Okay, well, this is being dumb, so I'm gonna just get a reference image of Rouge and just go, because this is being dumb, like I said. Rouge the Bat. Everybody knows it's Rouge the Bat. Oh, we'll go with the classic Sonic Adventure, Rouge the Bat. Rouge the Bat. Don't know why you think that looks like a bat, but that's okay. Her nose isn't piggy enough to be a bat. I'm not complaining, I'm just going off of what I know of bats. Okay, and do I have any... Studio itself is being that. You guys ever want to just talk to yourself nonstop? Become an artist. If we remove the hot sauce, we would. If we were to remove the hot sauce, we could technically engage in a explosive reaction. As you can see, someone has removed the sauce, engaging in a nuclear reaction. Oh no, I talk to myself and I answer all the time. Like I have full-blown conversations with myself all the time. It is exhilarating and stupid. It's exhilarating, but stupid. There you are, you little trollop. Took you long enough. Jeez. Okay, God. Trollop, another word that really needs to come back. Frickin' finally. All right. Perfect. And it's a good pose for her, too. Can I try that one? Or what about... Here we go. That's pretty simple. Not too ambitious. Like I said, I've drawn Rouge. Little bit. There. All right. Let's do it. For that wheel, and there we are. Oh no, you own it. If you're talking to yourself and somebody like is listening or like they look at you while you're talking to yourself, then you own it and you just be like, now there's this asshole. See that rain. Good to see you. Lousy Mobian bean body.
That one thing that changed it all. That one sin that caused the fall. A thing of beauty, I don't know, will never fade away. What you did to me, I know. So what you had to say about a thing of beauty, I know, will never fade away. And under my duty, I know. Somehow I find a way, but a thing of beauty will never fade away. And under my duty will never fade away.
This would be very interesting because, like I said, I have never really drawn movies. Anything special about that really works for Mobians? I wonder if the pose that I put in messed with it. Let's try leaving it alone. Buddy. Yeah. So you're safe. Poor little dude. Yeah. I got you. Ah, yes. Maybe it's just too. Sure. Ooh. Okay. Yep, that was nice. Management was actually looking out for you guys. Or management was looking out for the building. Or management was just looking out. I was gonna say it. Her feet are a nightmare. Whoever designed her feet were absolutely over budget and over time. These are I've I've seen Sonic's feet. These are absolutely. I don't even know what kind of shoes is qualified. Like, I mean, if we're talking about like the, I remember even in college when I was learning about what was it, high heeled shoes, which by the way um, every anatomy book having women's feet in high heels was just the stupidest shit. Like, I understand why they did it. It doesn't stop it from being the stupidest shit. But, elongating the leg, utilizing that was I understand why they did it. Like I said, doesn't stop it from being dumb. I don't understand. I mean, I've seen other art of their feet basically looking like Popeye arms at the end of their legs. Like, it looks dumb. And this honestly, this design is the like original Sonic Adventure like design. I mean, this is like in like the instruction, I think, and all the game art. I believe this has been refined in like the comics and everything, which I haven't even really cracked the idea. But I think that's been refined to a point where she basically has like the same like big doofy sneakers like everyone else. But yeah, these are stupid. I would give Wayne Reynolds a pass. Like, if she was standing in front of boxes all the time, I'd give him a pass. I wonder. You know what? Let's experiencing an air raid or extremely long-lasting tornado. This tornado ran through a Cialis factory before it hit us. Dude, it is going to be raining. Wow. Should be raining until right around the time I leave for work. It's going to be soup out there. Straight up soup. Wow, it's actually supposed to rain for like the rest of the week. Dang. It is going to be soup out there. Am I moving around my mic? I don't think I'm moving around my mic too much. I mean, maybe I'm orbiting it just slightly, but I wouldn't say I'm moving around too much. Nah, sorry about that. I will try to stay stationary. Very different. Might be the first time someone has told me that I have strongly engaged their subwoofer. Yeah. You comfy down there, bud? This worked out a lot better. Try it. A little cozy. Yeah. I do so love Clip Studio in the regard of click here to hide your drawing, or click anywhere to delete. It's like, please don't do the thing that I do not need you to do. But why, Zibb? Don't you like trying to find your drawing that you've been working on for an hour? No, I'd like it to be where it was, please. Absolutely not. Is there any other fucking questions? I guess not. For sassing us, you're gonna use the wrong tool for a second. Thanks, man. No problem. Dang old chaos everywhere. Big mute. No, stop trying to help. You are not helping. What? Yeah. You're showing everybody your pretty little back. Yeah. Oh, by the way, everyone do yourself a favor and watch the oh, what's the name of the fellow who did it? The Chuck Jones Ricky Tikki Tavi. Sometime you can find it on YouTube, but that should have been the gold standard that they held themselves to for putting any of Kipling's books into a animated feature. It is a fantastic cartoon. Still good. Still good. And I will say that excuse me. I think it was Darcy's song. I think I just randomly tweeted it at one point. Just the song about how Ricky beat Nagaina. It was like the first tweet that I had that went over like 100 likes. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Ricky Tikki Tavi!" Just like, yeah, it was a thing. It's still a thing. You could enjoy it today. I've just been thinking about it a lot. I don't know why. When I was talking to Mrs. Zibb about it, she was just like, "Oh man, that fight with Nog in the bathroom always scared the hell out of her." And it's like, dude, that is scary. It is like a realistically scary fight, and like, I think the genius of it is the actual fight itself. There's no music, and it's just the sound of a snake and a mongoose fighting and knocking shit over in a bathroom in the middle of the night, and it's just scary. And then the orchestra hit when the dude gets his gun and shoots Nog. Just like the just loud and scary and crazy. Awesome. So yeah, in short, if you want to watch a mongoose fight a snake that then is shot, Ricky Tikki Tavi. 1976, I think. Chuck Jones. Good shit. Also, Ricky is adorable. Oh, all right. Well, that is quite a bit of drawing to be done in one night, and not too bad in my opinion. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to keep these aside and work on these both. The Dr. Krakowski and the Rouge. I think both of these actually turned out pretty good. The Rouge actually turned out better than I thought it would. So that's actually pretty encouraging. So I hope everyone has had a good time tonight. I think this has been a pretty fun time. And I hope you all have had a good time as well. Thank you so much for being with me. Yep, she got one. Uh-oh. But in any case, probably be doing some more drawing later on this week, as well as doing some more games. Just been feeling like doing some fan art lately. So this has been nice. And of course, we'll be coming up on the end of the month, and that means we will be doing some more Lone Wolf, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to really enjoy that. So I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and we will see you on Wednesday. And everybody, please stay safe, stay good to each other, and we will see you next time. See you later.